What's going on, guys? This is Abel from Revamp Fit. After you curl, stand back up. I need some more. I need a challenge. Next time I'll bring the heavy one.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Abel from Revamp Fit, and today we're here to show you a series of static stretches that you can incorporate at the end of the day, at the end of your workout, just so that we can soothe out the muscles that have been working really hard. All right, so chances are you've either been excessively sitting or excessively standing, so there's a lot of tension and a lot of pain that's been stored up in those muscles. Doing this is gonna increase blood flow, improve range of motion, and the overall quality of movements. We're gonna start from the bottom up. So the first stretch we're gonna do is gonna stretch out the hip flexors and overall hip compartment. So we're gonna do what's called a low lunge stretch. So if you can get down on a lunge position. All right, so first let's make sure that we're stable, right? We wanna make sure it's safely stacked up. And what we're gonna do is, from here, we're doing a low lunge. So we're gonna scoot forward and shift our body weight, right? So what this is doing is stretching out that whole hip flexor, right? You can see the groin, the hamstrings, and you can increase more of that stretch by reaching down more. All right, so this is the static stretch routine. So you wanna make sure you're holding this still for about 30 to 45 seconds. So no movements, just holding it still. Make sure you're doing mindful deep breathing, and we'll dive on to the next movement. All right, so we're gonna follow that up with a stretch for the lateral side of the muscle group, right? The outside of the hips. So if you can rotate facing me, just so that your legs are not on the floor. We're gonna do the pigeon stretch, the pigeon pose, right? So if you can bring your left leg forward, right? And you're gonna just drop that knee down. If you need, right, if this is a little too hard, you can place a pillow underneath or a blanket. And what you're gonna do is you're really gonna make sure that your chest is upright, right? And from this position, if you wanna add on to it, you can pick up the opposite arm and place it right behind your head. And from here, you can open up first, take a nice deep breath, and you can breathe out and rotate down. So if you look carefully right here, you can see the rotation from the spine, starting off from the left hip complex, right? From the left glute to the right shoulder. This is what we really wanna do to deload the spine. All right, so since you did one leg, you gotta make sure you do the other, right? And you could do that for 30 to 45 seconds again. All right, so now we're gonna go and tackle, since we're working from the bottom up, we're gonna work on the lower back, right? More specifically, the QL or the Quadratus lumborum, all right? So a lot of people confuse back pain with that muscle group, the QL tightness. So we wanna definitely make sure we stretch our deepest abdominal muscle. So in order to get to it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we face forward right by a wall, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the outside leg, which will be the right leg right now, underneath, right? And already in this position, you're stretching this muscle group already, right? And to feel it a little bit more, you're gonna do a side bend. You're gonna pick the right shoulder up, and you can just see how it opens up and improves your posture. So starting from right here, the rhomboid, the lat muscles, the obliques, all the way down to the QL and the glute mid muscle group. So it's a great total body stretch. And if you do some mindful breathing, right, like Hussein is doing, you'll really see the rib cage going up and down, which creates more body awareness. And then we'll do the other side, yeah. All right, guys, so we're gonna double down on stretching the lower back, the QL, and also the hip complex, the lateral muscles. So we're gonna lay down on our backs to start off with. And from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our arms extended shoulder height with our palms down. So already, you're already stretching the biceps, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick both of our knees up, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate our legs down to the right side and make sure this arm stays down on the floor as much as you can, right? So what this is doing is it's rotating. So the thoracic spine is here, the lumbar spine is here. So it's a great way to open up. If you wanna feel the stretch a little bit more, you can extend the top leg, right? And when you're doing mindful breathing, right, in and out with your mouth, you can see his legs lifting up and down just because he's really incorporating that. And if you're like, I need some more and you want to get your hamstrings involved, right, you can bring your leg a little bit higher and attempt to reach with your hand. There you go, you almost had it. All right, and then you're gonna fold in again carefully. You're gonna come in the middle. And then you're gonna do the same exact things. You're gonna rotate down to the left, extend the top leg, right? Practice breathing in and out. You can really see the rotation starting from the lower back, opening up his chest, his biceps. So do this stretch for 30 to 45 seconds to really get the best of the stretch. All right, guys, so now that we've targeted the lower back and had a chance to stretch out the lower body, we're gonna get the mid back and more of the shoulders, all right? So we're gonna come on all fours, all right? So this stretch is very important to keep your hips stacked at all times, meaning the left hip should be at the same level as the right, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna thread the needle by bringing the right arm underneath the left and just dipping our shoulders down, right? So it's very tempting to drop this hip down, but try to keep it stacked. And if you can see the crease on his shirt, the overall rotation, he's really, really getting the best out of it. You're getting the rotated cuffs, you're getting the lats, which is a great stretch in general. So after you do 30 to 45 seconds, you're gonna repeat on the other side. So going directly underneath, breathing in and out slowly, and finishing off. All right, guys, so we're gonna get to the upper body stretches now since we've done everything else. So the first one is to stretch the very, very tight chest muscles. If you've been sitting for a long period of time, you're rounding your back, right? Your shoulders are rounded. What's happening is your chest is being short. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a doorway, right? And we're gonna extend our arms up, and you want a 90-degree angle. And from here, all you're doing is you're just rotating your shoulders away, right? So this is targeting specifically the pec major group and the pec minor. To play around with the different two muscle groups, you can arrange your arms a little higher maybe, right? So that way you can hit different regions of the chest, right? And once you've done this for 30 to 45 seconds, make sure you do the other arm, and it's really gonna open up your chest, which will improve your posture in general. All right, guys, we have one more for you. This is gonna stretch out your shoulders and your necks. Since you've been moving around all day or sitting all day, this one is very important so you don't have a lot of stiff and a lot of tension on your shoulders, all right? So we're gonna simply start off by having our right hand, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna place it directly behind the lower back like this, right? So make sure your arm is loose. You don't wanna do any stretch where your arms are tensed and flexing, right? So once it's loose, you should already feel the shoulder stretching, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna press your elbows a little bit more, right? So right now you're in a lot of internal rotation. And now to get more of the deep neck muscles right here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna side bend to the left, right? And I want you to tuck your chin in. So tuck your chin in and go to the left. And if you're like, I need some more, you can always pick the other arm up and bend down, right? So the deep neck muscles, as you can see right here, the sternocleidomastoid, the scallions right here, from sitting all day, they carry a lot of tension. So it's very important to do the stretch from head down. And once you've done this for 30 seconds, you can repeat it on the other side. Same thing, you're gonna bring the hand back, make sure the arm is relaxed, loosen up the shoulder, and you're gonna internally rotate a little bit more. You're gonna bend to the right side. And once you're breathing out consciously, right, more range of motion. You see how shoulder shifted? More range of motion. Breathe in softly, breathe out. So this is a form of meditation, just by creating more body awareness and blood flow. All right, guys, well, that concludes our 7 static stretch nighttime routine or after workout routine. So I hope this helped you out. I hope this made you feel at ease and really release a lot of tension you've been carrying. All right, so stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you guys soon.